Welcome to the Fishing Daily podcast. This is a very special episode for us because it's our first from the Catch Welfare Platform conference here in Bergen, Norway. And today I'll be joined by one of the keynote speakers from that conference, Martin de Beer. And Martin is here to tell us what he'll be talking about and what he's doing in New Zealand. Martin, thank you for joining us. Martin, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your company does?
Thanks, Oliver. Yes, well, thank you. So Martin de Beer, I'm from Precision Seafood Harvesting Limited, which is based out of New Zealand. In terms of my background, very briefly, I'm a scientist by training, then worked in government fisheries management with the Ministry of Fisheries in New Zealand for about 4 years, and then spent 20 years within the industry working in operations, managing fishing vessels and other associated things. And then for the last 5 years, I've been working on and off with Precision Seafood Harvesting, but for the last 2 years, working full-time managing the program. In terms of our company, it's a joint venture company between four parties, three of New Zealand's largest seafood companies, which is Sealord, Sanford and Moana, and a government-owned Crown Research Institute called Plant and Food Research, who were the original genesis of the idea, the concept between what we've done. So what we've done is develop a new fish harvesting technology called the modular harvesting system. It's a membrane-based system that replaces the traditional mesh cod end and lengthener, and in doing so provides a very different in-trawl environment in terms of how that fish is captured and held. I guess that's its application in terms of this conference, is talking about how that can be applied in terms of catch welfare, and that's what I'll be talking about today at the conference.
Yeah, I was reading up on the information that you sent to me, and it's a very interesting concept. Now, the future of catch welfare and fishing is highly dependent on modern innovations, such as you're doing yourselves. How did the idea come about for this?
Yeah, so it started now probably 10 years ago or so, and originally it was based around sort of a quality issue, if you like. So in New Zealand we have a species called hoki, or blue grenadier, it might be known as. It lives at depths sort of between 200 and 800 meters. It's a very soft fish. Once it's brought on board, so it suffers from quality aspects in terms of blood spotting, bruising, all those sorts of things. So the thought was, well, how can we catch this fish better and preserve those inherent qualities of the fish? So as I say, these clever scientists at Plant and Food Research said, well, what do we need to do? And so they came up with this concept of, well, traditionally, obviously, mesh gear strains the water, and obviously the fish are captured and fall back in the net and eventually die. And it's like, well, how can we change the in-trawl environment to more closely match, I guess, the physiological parameters, tolerances of the fish? And so, went through sort of basically this concept idea, went into some prototyping, and then that was when the Precision Seafood Harvesting came to fruition to say, right, we've got a concept, can we make this a reality effectively? So there was a great example of industry science cooperation. And yes, so they came together, and then over a 7-year program that was co-funded by industry and government, so it was 50-50 funding environment. They took it, as I say, from basically a concept through to eventually commercial approval for use in New Zealand.
And is there many boats fishing with us here at the moment?
So currently we have not, if you like, marketed the product. It is still, I guess, still to some degree in a research and development phase. So the three shareholders, so Sealord, Sanford and Moana, are using the gear. There's been about 10 vessels been using it for the past 2 to 3 years in commercial fishing operations, but we haven't brought that to market, if you like. So we're still looking at further research and development opportunities and what we can do with the gear, and B, then now looking in terms of how we can scale manufacturing and bring the product to market.
And when we're talking to the industry and talking to fishermen, why is catch welfare important in your opinion?
Well, I think it's like everything these days. It's a changing environment, and we need to always be looking at how we can do things better. And I think that's one of the great things around products like this, is that it's a collaboration between scientists and industry and other parties about what can we do to make things better. And so we've taken that design and development and saying, we've created an environment where these fish, the in-trawl environment is a low flow, low turbulence environment. The fish can regain station, they can individualise, and at some degree it's end up like a little bit in an aquarium, so that they're happy, they're non-stressed. So there's benefits to the fish in terms of the environment they're being captured in, and ultimately that pays through to the fishers in terms of and the companies and everybody involved with the product that's brought to the market, and what we can do with it. So yes, I think it's just a great story all round in terms of just looking at doing it, better ways of doing things.
So you're one of the first speakers up there today, are you?
Yes, somehow I ended up with one of the first slots. So that was very kind of Michelle and Mike to put us forward. It was, I mean, I guess it was great in terms of it came about through, we have been doing a collaboration with the Marine Research Institute in the Netherlands. Sorry, I can't say the name properly. Wageningen. So apologies to the pronunciation. So we've been doing some trials with them for the last 2 years. And Pieki, who's also speaking along with me, had mentioned that they were involved with this event. So he sort of said you should come along, and then we ended up having a quick chat to Michelle and Mike, and somehow they said, well, you should speak as well. So here we are.
Very good, very good. Well, we're looking forward to hearing what you have to talk about up there. And as I said, I was reading up on your research. Is there anywhere people can go and find the work you've been doing?
Certainly. So there is, they can go to our website, which is www.precisionseafoodharvesting.co.nz. Sorry, a long mouthful. So there's certainly information available there. There is further information available through our government ministry website, which is the Ministry for Primary Industries in New Zealand. You can look up some information there. And then obviously feel free to contact us, and we can help with any questions as well.
Well, thank you for joining us, Martin.
Thanks,
and it's going to be a very informative day.
Looking forward to it. Thanks very much.
Nice.